I don't think that I'm a very jealous person. But I will admit to you this morning that I envy a good many number of you here today. And even though this might not apply to you right now, down the road, it certainly will. And I will envy you then. I envy, and to a certain extent I am guilty of being jealous of parents. Yes, that's right. Absolutely. You have the great ability to welcome children, a gift from God. And I know you don't always see them as such, but a gift from God. I remember the first time I witnessed my brother and sister-in-law 15 years ago taking care of my nephew. Now, he's not here to defend himself, so I'll be nice about my brother. But he doesn't come across as the most nurturing person. However, there was a great metamorphosis. He became one of the kindest, gentlest, loving father figures I've witnessed. And each and every time I have an encounter with parents, biological parents, adopted parents, people who have the care of children entrusted to them, I'm envious. And again, a little guilty. Because you get to do something, you've had a great opportunity to do something. To take care of the most vulnerable, the most helpless person on earth, a child. Parents here this morning, think about the day when your firstborn arrived. You were probably scared, uncertain, apprehensive. But by God, you stepped up to the plate and you did what needed to be done. And you would do absolutely anything and everything to protect and to take care of this helpless child. And you've done that right through till they get into adulthood. You've watched them make mistakes. You've seen them grow. Children, a true gift from God. Now, of course, something happens in the gospel that I love this morning. We hear it throughout the synoptics on several occasions. The 12, they're arguing. I love it. Of course, Jesus knows what they're arguing about. Who's the greatest among us? Jesus does something that is remarkable. It was unheard of at his time. He takes the most insignificant, carefully chosen word here, thing. Because children were nothing. They were useless at the time of Jesus. He says, you want to be great? You got to be like this child. You have to be dependent on God alone. You need to allow God to nurture, to care for, and to love. That's why he uses the most innocent. He doesn't want us to be silly or foolish. He wants us to recognize that we can't go it alone in this world. He doesn't want us to have or embrace a messianic complex. Because I don't know about you, and I've never I've never said this here. There's an awful, awful, awful disease that some of us have. And regretfully, it goes untreated. It's called, and this is why the divine physician needs to get involved. It's this awful disease called I, me, my itis. It's me. I can take care of all of my problems. I can solve everything that comes my way. We've got to be like that child, recognizing that we are helpless to a certain extent, that we are dependent on our God. I was over in the Faith Formation building. We were talking, and it is amazing that faith is something that even our young people embrace. But like them, we need to recognize our own need to be like that little child. Not the insignificant, not the utterly dependent, but the one who needs to rely on God and God alone. So, if you, because I admit it, I've had this awful disease every so often. If you suffer from I, me, my itis, and you are struggling to be like that innocent child, guess what? You're in the right place.